Happy Friday. This is Angela Hooper-Menifield of Menifield and Associates with your HR moment for Friday, May 8th, 2020. Well, I hope you guys had a great week. I definitely did. It has been busy and productive, but things are moving along. I've been watching some of your posts on Facebook. I see some people are getting out, getting their hair done and doing some other things. Of course, I know every location is different. Here in Jersey, we are pretty much doing the same thing. But one of the things I did get a chance to do this week was go to a networking event with my B&I group. So that was exciting. I'm trying to find my Facebook. So, I have to do my watch party. I don't know where it is. But okay. So today, what are we going to talk about? Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about mentoring. It's one of the things that I do, I love to do, and I find that it's one of the places that I can add the most value because it's a little different than coaching. You may have heard me talk about coaching before, and what coaching is the coach looking to help the person that they're coaching with the mindset that, everything that you need to achieve your goals and to do what you want to do is within you. And it's our job as a coach to bring that out in you. So we ask the right questions and we help bring a perspective that you may not see, or ask the questions that you should be asking and help you think through them. But that's totally different than mentorship, right? And so mentorship is when people lean on the expertise of people with more experience. They take advice. And so in coaching, we don't really give a lot of advice, but in mentoring, we do, for instance. And so coaching and mentoring is very different. But why is it that you would think we would need mentoring? And if you've got a mentor or if you've had one, I'd love to hear your story. But I've had a few mentors in my life. Some of those relationships were formal and some were informal. And so you can even have multiple mentors at the same time. So for instance, one person may be mentoring you in business. Another person you may see as a mentor as it comes to, your interpersonal skills or your how you navigate the work politics, so to speak, right? Because different people have different levels of expertise. But what you need to know is there's nothing wrong with that. And hey, Linda, I'm always so happy to see you. I hope you're doing well. What in the world? My phone is doing some goofy stuff. Okay, so I'm starting my watch party. But one of the things that what in the world? So you can hear my video, right? So when we have a mentor, that mentor is helping us with advice, guidance, and suggestions. Mentoring should also come with confidentiality. So in the sense that the things that I'm mentoring you about and you're talking to me about, you should know that they'll be kept confidential. Thanks so much, Linda. But mentoring is important, and I'll tell you why. So I've talked a few times that, there's some young people that I've kind of taken under my wing. How I met some of them was I was actually in a mentoring program at my alma mater. So I attended Mississippi State. They have a Black Alumni Society. And so one of the things or Black Alumni Association maybe is what we call it. But anyway, I agreed to mentor some young ladies in school there. And so we've maintained our relationship, even though they've graduated and moved on. So, these young people are in my life, and sometimes they have these challenges at work. They're trying to navigate coworkers. And for many of them, this is a struggle. And there are a couple of reasons why it is. Because, and I can even use my daughter in this example. My daughter's 24. And some of the people that she's working side by side with are my age. And so as much as she wants to treat them like a peer, she's at that awkward age where she sees them with a little bit more reverence and she sees them as in a paternal or maternal manner. She also doesn't want to be disrespectful, right? Because one of the things that I instilled in her as a parent is you respect your elders. And so now you're in the workplace with a person who may or may not be showing you the level of respect you deem appropriate. But yet you don't want to say anything disrespectful. And so how do you navigate that? Well, that's where a mentor can come in, right? Because they can bring to you some nuances, some lessons learned, how to do some things. Or maybe you're new to managing. And so because you're navigating new terrain, you are being mentored by someone with more managerial experience. So the value of having a mentor is profound because they can be a consultant, they can be a counselor, they can be an advisor for you, and they can help you navigate through certain situations that you've never seen before, right? Because we've all been new at something. And just having someone speak into you or give you an example of how they handle things. So it doesn't mean that you have to handle it the same way. You said you got an error message loading? I don't know what that means, Linda. I'm sorry. But anyway, so what you can do is help them navigate that, right? Like tell them how you did it, what you did. Because one of the things mentors have to kind of even talk to people about is this is a way, not the way. So I can tell you a way to handle it. But one of the things I often tell people when I do mentor them is at the end of the day, you have to do what feels right for you. Use the words that sound right for you and make you feel as if you are standing in your truth. You know, I shared a post today by Iyanla Vanzant when she said just because you don't see the truth doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? And so oftentimes people don't see our truth. And so as a mentor, what I try to help people do is figure out what their truth is for them and then how to effectively articulate it. But again, people have wisdom beyond their years. You know, they've worked, they've been in different relationships, they've seen the pros and cons of how things turn out. And we can only see things based on our level of knowledge and awareness. And so having a mentor help you see things in a way that's a little different can be very valuable. Now, a quick story. So one of the young ladies that I do work with and mentor, she had a situation at work last week, and it was actually a great accomplishment. Her and her team had done really well. They had reached some benchmarks that the team had not experienced for over 6 months. Now, she's new to the team, but the organization hadn't. And so she shared them with me. And so my response to her was, oh, that's really great. Why don't you send a message to your entire team, you know, celebrate them, tell them how great this was, and then let them know how much you appreciate their work. Now, we also want to be mindful, this is a result. We don't, because some people get caught up in their past accomplishments, right? So part of my point was we want to celebrate the moment we're in, but then move on to the next game, so to speak, kind of a sports analogy. But long story short, she shared what she was going to do with someone her age, and they told her it was stupid. And maybe stupid wasn't a word, but ridiculous, corny, something like that. I don't even really remember. And I just laughed and said, well, you get to decide which one you feel more comfortable with. So long story short, they sent the message that I recommended. 3 days later, this person got promoted. And I'm not making this up, right? And so they were a little apprehensive and a little concerned because they were like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And why did they pick me? And I'm so new. And, all these questions. And I said, well, I think they picked you because you're qualified and you're showing great leadership. So next day they had an opportunity to actually speak with their new supervisor, a person they really didn't know. And the supervisor shared a few things such as, we've been watching you. You're doing a really great job. And we have been considering you for this new position. The thing that took it over the edge for us was the email you sent to your team. Now, of course, I'm listening to this and I'm laughing because I'm like, ding, ding, ding. And the person had to acknowledge that had they listened to someone their age with less insight, they may not have sent the email. But they did send it because they were listening to me as a mentor and took my advice, even though they weren't sure if it made good sense or not. They were even apprehensive actually in sending it, feeling like maybe this is a little corny, or is this braggish? And we made sure that it was neither of those things. And so the point I'm making is this: I don't know everything, but I know what I do know. As a person who made hiring decisions and promotion decisions for approximately 15 to 17 years, I can tell you, I know the types of things, not all managers, but many of them look for in seeking out people's potential thinking about who to hire, who to promote. Because here's the truth of the matter. I can teach you the technical skills, but there are some inherent qualities that people are looking for: initiative, the ability to engage people, edifying people, adding value, paying attention to metrics and results, but not getting, again, caught back in nostalgia. The list goes on and on. And so when I told this person to send this email, and again, I was very deliberate on what areas of the accomplishments we'd focus on, how to not brag on yourself, edify your team, talk about the great accomplishment, also copy your supervisor, because guess what? They also shared that the supervisors, while they knew the team had met those metrics or exceeded them, they did not have the awareness that it had been 6 months since it happened, right? So how to carve that message, get in, get out, get straight to the point. Your mentors and people who have walked these paths can help you with these things. There's a saying that if you're the smartest person in the group that you're in the wrong group. So we need to envelop ourselves and be in like-minded communities, but also in communities with people who've done things we've never done before, seen things we've never seen before, tried things we've never tried before, right? So people who can bring a level of experience and awareness and even risk sometimes, like that'll push us just a little bit and take us out of our comfort zone. These are some of the things that a mentor can do for you because they know stuff you don't know. So again, I wouldn't be the person to mentor this young adult in, I don't know, say how to, I'm trying to think of something I don't think I'm really good at. Like, I don't really think I'm great at social media. I do it, but I don't think I'm great at it. So for instance, I probably wouldn't mentor someone in that area. But when it comes to interviewing, advancement, leading teams, supervising people, I've made the mistakes and I've learned from many of them. So I just say all that to say, this is one of the things that I know I can bring to the table and one of the reasons why I mentor people in these spaces. So think about what it is where you want to grow, how you want to get better. And this is whether you're a supervisor or you're the employee. And then find someone who has excelled in that area and attach yourself to them. There's some people, of course, they charge people for their mentorship, and I don't see anything wrong with that, right? I'm giving you the benefit and the value of the years and expertise that I have. Now, these particular relationships with these young adults, these are voluntary relationships, but at the end of the day, there is paid mentoring services that I do offer. It doesn't have to be me because what I'm good in may not help you. My point is very clear. Get you a mentor. The last thing I'll say about why you need mentors is because they see things and believe in you in ways that you never would or could. Because again, you don't have the level of awareness. It's not that you have low self-esteem. It's not that you have a low self-image. It's just that you cannot see things in the same perspective and light that their years of experience or their vantage point brings to the table. That mentor is there to do what's best for you. And if by chance you end up with a mentor that's not looking out for your good and more interested in how this is going to benefit them so they can brag on themselves or have a bunch of people following up behind them, get you a new mentor because that's not who you want. So again, it's Friday. Last day of the week, another week is in the banks. I was telling somebody on a conference call today, time feels like it's moving faster now that we're at home. I don't know if you feel that way as well. But anyway, hope you guys are staying safe, had a great week, or being productive, growing yourself and growing your businesses. Feel free to message me, post about your mentoring relationships. And I look forward to talking to you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.